Okay, we're gonna wait till 10. What, mijo? Okay, I'm going right over. I'll be right over. Give it 10 minutes. Start the show. We'll start the show in 10 minutes. Yes. Yeah, mijo, yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, mijo, yes. Yeah, no, don't take that stuff. And look at you always have to drink water. Wait till I go. Go. What up, dude? What enough to get home with that? No, no. Okay, so that way. That's one. One that way. Right. I mean, okay. One that way. Yes. Yeah, we won't be going until 5, 8 more minutes. You're not gonna believe it. Yeah. That noise is irritating. how beautiful it would be. Those shoes hurt. I know which one was wrong with the shoe,
You may get better one? Yeah?
No, if you eat that. Don't keep going. You hungry now?
Yeah.
You want to put that pickle in it?
or oh. And it dissolves to our okay. Bomb. Danger. Bomb. That's what it says. Danger. Bomb. They don't say the what type of contaminating thing that dissolves in our soil, right? Mass obstruction weapon contaminating the soil. Friendly formula. Caution, attention. Warning. Made
That's why in China, when they're fabricating all these polluting materials, you see that even the oceans don't want to let them through anymore. It says keep away from children. So you spray it where the children. No, 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 no.
No, I don't
Leave the dog
want.
alone.
No, I don't want Snoopy to eat my.
Your tacos?
Yeah.
Okay. And the most important is you. And it's so important. And because you are lacking knowledge, those that are in a hurry that they keep running to where they think they can be more than your neighbor in order to be able to humiliate. When your neighbor is giving it to you, instead of thanking God for your neighbor, that's part of what you gain. You want to humiliate him with what he has provided. That's why you don't see that. What you should be doing already. See, in the last hour, we need to be alert, be vigilant. When you need to be vigilant, it's when we apply a little sleep and you could be ramshacked, right? Little sleep and poorness will take you. Meaning that you're still taking, try to catch up with all those paperwork and running a system that you're locked into, not unless you know the truth that sets you free. And the truth that sets you free, you could be maybe at your office, try to pay, or don't hurt the dog. Stop. Don't hurt the dog.
It's your dog?
Yeah, you don't do that, okay?
It's Snoopy's dog.
Don't do that.
It's Snoopy's dog.
Yeah. Please, you don't go over there, please.
I want Snoopy to get out.
Out where?
From over there. He needs to go over there because I'm playing over here.
Okay, Snoopy, come here. Over there. Over there, sit down. Hey, stay there, sit down. Sit. Thank you, boy. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Yeah, that's it. You gotta tell him, man. Tell him if you need to. Yep. So
That is Snoopy.
if you missed out last night, it's still that it ain't fair to leave you behind where you have been taken and to bring you back to your family is very important
Snoopy's not staying over there.
because it is
Layla, Snoopy's not staying over here. We're playing
go
over
there,
here.
go there, go. It is tormenting for children, your family, knowing that you have been taken. You're lost on your own, self-centered minds that the system or what they flow into you through your network
Snoopy's staying over there. We're trying to play here.
you might believe that you're in a higher position. Snoopy, come here, boy. Come here. Come here.
Come on. Yeah, yeah, got it. Take that out. Get it out. Go on. You need to stop, okay? Why are you trying to move it?
Now we're going to be, we have taken a step that needs to touch ground. We need to land that foot on the ground because we have taken this step and we don't go back. And we need those to take the step with us. Really simple. No matter what you want to show, that you want to be having the glory that belongs to our Creator, you might be sitting in front of your computer where you can simply pay, like we're all doing it. Pay your bills. Everybody pay your bills. To wherever you owe, go to the internet. Write it down and put the number and give them twice to pay. Pay them back twice to pay. What you owe, wherever you owe. And if they're not satisfied, pay them another twice. Pay your debts. You have no funds? How can you have funds when even what you're supposed to inherit him, when you inherited from the forefathers as being financial to you, pushing you into negative numbers. That's why you're poor. And you say that you're rich, you are poor. Not unless you know the truth. And by faith, Noah, why are you doing that, mijo? Noah, I'm taking you to your grandma's house. I'm going to take you to your grandma's house. Don't do that to the tree, please. Mijo, what's wrong with you? Well, tell me that. You don't have to break the tree. I know what's going on, mijo. Let's do it. Back here. Give me that. Give me that. Can we burn the tree? Thank you. The debt to pay, it's real simple. Pay your debts and set free. Because this step that we're taking first step to the land of freedom. That land of freedom that we now have to restore. Set yourselves free. From that mentality of trying to be worse than those that God has taken from oppressing you. God says, I've taken those down that oppress you, and you want to become worse than them. See? So don't have a mentality of a competing economical system that blinds you, that you don't want to break free because we must work and not be kept in that darkness. Because you want to give materialistic stuff to your children or to yourself, and it's being given to you by the people, by everyone. And that's where we apply, let's not be fools to the eyes of God and of everybody. That's why we know what does your heart tell you. Especially if you have lots of useful equipment, yet you're bound to do destruction, contaminate. We'll still use your your stuff, your machinery in a righteous way. Probably think, what am I going to do? They're going to confiscate all my equipment. No. Pay it off. You have in your hands an apparatus that you can pay your debt with. Remember that financial system wants nothing but invisible economic numbers that do no good for nothing. If I finance you $2 billion, you're bound to be my slave. Under the rules and regulations, right? And to be a slave to somebody like that is not right.
There's no good way out of here anymore.
So we break free. On that first step, on that caravan that we're going to walk.
I'm talking to you.
By all the steps we're going to take, we're going to
I'm talking
walk
to you.
into paradise.
I'm talking to you.
Tell me.
There's no good way out of this anymore.
Yes, there is. But look, there's a lot of them.
No, but they're wet.
Well, it's early in the morning. There was mist.
I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Yeah, you're a bad boy. Nobody's not listening. You see that? But yeah,
Why do you have a doubt to pay your debt when you have it in your hands? What? What happened? Okay, well go do it and then we'll put him back in. Mijo. Okay. And so he's always out here, so stop. Okay, well play. I know you want me to play with you, I know, and I do want to play with you, but we have more children that we're going to play with. Okay? Mira, listen. What I'm saying. Okay? If you break free, What do you want me to do? And why can't you do it? Why can you do it?
Tell him, get inside.
Get inside.
Get inside. You can get inside. Go.
Go. Now.
Get inside now. Come on, you gotta stop me, bro. You okay here with me? Well, then you gotta be quiet. Don't fly. What's wrong that you down?
He's drinking that water.
You want to drink water? Okay.
Have a little bit
Snappy, get outside.
of heart
Snappy.
to know that that economical
Get
system
outside.
it's only against women, against children, defenseless children, because we have stopped being a father contributing to what harming your children, our children.
Time is over.
What are they going to, what are you going to inherit to them?
Time is over.
What, you can give them everything, or you can inherit them a debt that they will never pay, and much less when they will inherit a debt that they will never pay. That you'll probably be rationalizing too late, saying, what did I do? I lived my children in a contaminated, polluted earth, dying of hunger. I have a bunch of unworthy, unreal numbers, unreal numbers. And I cannot feed that to my children. Can't even spend time with them. Can't even show them what a seed means or is. Pay your debts in your hands, especially you that are riches, that have the supposedly the best type of loans. Pay your debts.
Nope. Time is over.
And we know that are those service people that we need to look out for them. Who am I talking about? We have already said the first important that we shall protect. Children, women, our officials, our law enforcement, that they may not lack anything. Because they have protected you. A lot of them have sacrificed them, gone and sacrificed, defending you. To establish the law that accomplishes with freedom to do so. Those that take that charge are the most important in us, the men. And also women that are recruited into being a hero that already possess the authority. And men that will maintain the peace and have been doing so. So we have to have in our minds that we've always worked for them, and they have not let us give them what we have worked for them, what we have produced for them, for ourselves and our children. But that's why we don't put ourselves first. You got to love your neighbor. So if you put your neighbor first, you've seen billions of people that are in your favor. That if you need, you ain't going to lack anything. That's why we were not, it wasn't that we were stuck of what we were listening before. It was to avoid that conflict by ignorance of the truth, by ignoring what's the truth. Now it comes to be that your child ain't ignorant. They're waiting. They want their parents back. From wherever they have been taken. To that mentality that they think they're above the law. And when I say the law, means that you think you have the authority to humiliate your neighbor. And it's not proper to do so with what belongs to the modern Caesars. Again, excuse me those that name Caesar, but we use the reference so don't jump out there and wait for what belongs to the other Caesars. And then we have other personnel the waste waters that they have to be they have to be very careful on what they're doing on that flow of all the drainage coming out of our cities. Then we have to make sure they don't lack anything either, so that they may be helped And so that what you call industries or companies, or to me they're servicemen, that sometimes they can't do, or they're prohibited to do a proper thing. They're prohibited to say how bad it is by policies of the Better Beru business, that it ain't the, they're also being watched. So we become one with everybody to reinforcing and protecting what protects you and what is vital. Now, if you have land and you're stacking it up with junk, and we know that everybody's land is being a wasteland.
Yeah.
If there's any more land around the suburbs, it's, everybody's putting down waste, that it's contamination. And everything runs one way, downstream. You're making the mass of pollution. Is that how much you love your children? I understand that you're trying to keep up with that. That you're a Kardashian. You're not a Kardashian. Moms are very important. Because even though that if a mother would have left behind the children, that I will not let them orphans. Meaning, because there's no more men, there are material girls. And women are left to their frightening what's going to be out of the children. What does it await? What does it await for them when men are lost, have been taken? We don't want to go down into all those details. You might say, well, they don't love me no more. How can they? Are you a man? Prove to them. Because they run in the other way just to keep themselves safe. They're in danger. Their children are in danger. Because you don't understand that what the system has done to trap you becomes there the trap where they fall into.
You're so good.
Meaning that God is perfect and knows what he does. That's why he laughs of the wrongdoers. To build a house for me. Your system is going to build a house for me. You're building supposedly houses for me. You thieves. Look in the streets of the cities, and that's where I'm at, sitting on the sidewalk, hungry, thirsty. And if you didn't care for your children and sold out your children, and you say you're building a house for me, and you want to show to be those hypocrites that like to sit in the front row seats, so that you may be watched by the people how great you are. Let me show you to them. Let me help you on that. You that give that you go to. So that our children may not be eating contamination, unhealthy, cancerous food. Right? So food becomes number one importance, together with what the officers or law enforcement personnel, the water system personnel, drainage system personnel, and we all work in the restoration to clean, meaning for the disposal system. I see now that they are trash there. They say that they're recycling and they're shredding it and putting it down like soil. And if you want, and by pushing that economic system more, it's going to push to a complete uninhabited, because by the pollution. So we understand that we possess in our hand the media is provided by the Creator. Whoever wants to claim it, who wants to claim it? Because I have a question for you. Who created you? And if the same God that created me, that's why I'm for you. That's why I want to pay your debt and set you free. So if you love life, if you love yourself, you'll prove it by loving the people. Meaning that you should be flowing what's gotta be flowing. That's why we see that the rich pastors, they're the most important. Look, we give them the high ranking places. Because we're going to donate to them and they're going to give it back to us. We're not going to pay taxes to help you people. Nuh-uh. We're going to show you that we eat through the media, that we eat $1,000 meals, that we drink bottles of wine that are $30,000. Soil. Is that true? And that one says, that's how you take what belongs to others, right? That's why that's why there's no justice, because you take what we provide for the heroes. And you push them into deeper depths. And use it to recruit terrorists to perform terrorist act against the people. And if you're grouping up, and you're grouping up over here and over there, that's a CIA
Please clean out on his face.
way. Because we know that the good CIA personnel have been taken down.
Could you please clean this for me? Clean it.
I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to take Noah to Grandma,
No.
because he won't be, he's exposed. When I'm here, when I'm doing what I'm doing, you people don't know the battle. It's been easier right now, but I don't want him to be the one getting tormented. And we can't make a complete connection. However, meanwhile, use the day to pay off your debts. How are you going to buy food? You'll still be able to buy food. Right? Or transfer it into your food savings account. And don't doubt Don't doubt. Because we all are at the disposition of the food production companies, which are not companies anymore. Because they need help. What kind of help? That they're being shortened out also with the purpose. And that is good that you know these things. How are we going to buy food? How are we going to buy food when there's none and you're filled with negative numbers? Or even if they give you positive numbers. Because right now they're saying, here, take it. Not only that we're shorting out on food, we're being destroyed. And by the step that we've taken, that we still have that foot to put down, we have to put it down together as one. Let them know that food production industries that will stop contaminating what they have, what they need to irrigate what we eat. So when you give back to Caesar, when you give back to Caesar, and we turn with God, we know that you ain't gonna lack food whatsoever. The 10% of them will be plenty. And yet, what are they going to do with the 90%? There'll be enough. There'll be more. Okay? Because the chicken you're eating right now ain't real chicken. And the first thing that worried you was that, what are we going to eat the day of tomorrow if we give them back what belongs to them? Don't you feed them? And some of you even are adding to the destruction for them, to them. Not only that you feed them, you're destroying them. they do not put a finger on those heavy loads of the people's work. And when I say work, it means those that provide by loving the soil and loving life, meaning they don't really love what you're doing, but they love you still. They love you, they hate what you do. I hate what you do. So this is where I tell those that are business owners, CEOs, or whatever position they maintain, are they really helping the people? Ignorance, by being ignorant, we were still helping them. And we need to continue helping them now by doing what is right. And what's right to do? Okay, I have trucking. I have trucks that I sent out every day to do some type of contamination. To keep building for who? Doesn't that tell you that? Doesn't that tell you that a lot of nations are in need? Are you going to fit them all in one little area? In the productive land? You can't contaminate the productive land anymore. The heartland, if you may understand for once, you can't keep doing what you're doing in the heartland. And if you possess trucks that does us no good, they're everywhere distributing unhealthy stuff. Can provide the trucks. Meanwhile, we change the system of how they run. To go to, if you're a businessman, then you should know what's important for your employees. What's important for your employees? To be out there and be ready to write them off. If they have to go to the bathroom, or that they might want to say, hi son, or hi my daughter, how you doing? Everything, you know. What's the hurry to be blind into a half-hour lunch? Look what you're doing. You see, and I'm going to tell you one thing, how good it feels when we see an employer that out of nowhere, he pops up and there's food and we all eat together. There's a sensation where you say like a little time of freedom that God provides to all you. Showing that together, like brothers, the pressure that oppresses is removed at that moment. And together you're enjoying of a good taste of food. Even knowing that maybe the employer put some type of what they call magnetic field. Without a doubt. But we still feel that freedom at that moment. Why? And they don't know why, because that employer could be, he's terrorizing himself at that moment. Saying, man, if they knew right now, if anyone knows, they're going to tear me down to pieces. That's why the oppression spirit seizes at that moment. And people are relieved. And they feel that freedom for a little bit. And the worst thing we hear, when we're most enjoying that precious feeling, okay, got things to do, is get back to work. It's over. And the years go by, and you can't remember a day of your living year. You can't remember nothing, only the wrong things that happen. Why does God allow you to see the wrong things that are happening? And you don't remember, you think that every day was just one day throughout the year. One day only. And those days that they call holidays, where even the worst working days, you try to get ready to go have a vacation, and you're not caught up with anything. And that's not a vacation. That's an economical system, hardest day at work. And you know that you don't want that day to pass. And you know it, it's already 1 o'clock and it's already getting late. And if it was a 3-day weekend, you have one more day left because you need at least one to recover because you haven't even rested yet. You haven't had some rest. And you're thinking, I'll leave the evening of the Sunday or the last day of my vacation or my 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend. I'll leave the evening of the last to recover. And they call it a hungover. Oh, you're hungover, you drank too much. Yeah, and I tried to erase that life that I have. And today I'm even more miserable feeling. Your worst memories are your vacations. And at least you want to show people through pictures that, look, I was over here. Look at what's born in your heart, what you really desire. And you gotta at least make it a fantasy. You didn't enjoy the moment nor your vacation because you want to turn off that burning of the disease of that economical system by trying to show, look, at my vacation. And it terrorizes you just to think that you have to go back to where you're mistreated because you were late. And you were not late. You were maybe 4 or 5 hours into work early. 4 hours or 2 hours early to work. And you managed to make it to the place that they call where it's a workplace. And you're late. You see that the bosses there are programmed to look at their clock and to look at you. When they do that, they're throwing arrows at you. Because they are also programmed in a different category. They also have to be, they have more pressure than you do, and they are at more danger than you are. So, you make in your own minds and your hearts, I have my children will be okay. I gotta work. I mean, there's no other way to help myself than to work. And you're not providing for your children. And you can't see that you're contaminating. That comes horrible days for them. We all together with the food industry, water, drainage, And nonetheless, the most important, because whatever you invoke or you bow down to when you're in need doesn't care. It actually wants to punish you. And those from who you take by doing or using God's name are being short-handed and ripped off from them too. By the system. And yet those are the ones that they rush and they're screaming, move out of the way, somebody's in danger. You know, you hear them screaming that sound, move, your neighbor is in danger. Every time you hear a siren, somebody is in horrible moments that we're causing to one another.
Somebody himself gets killed. Let's go through.
And when you use God's name and churches that you call his houses, makes you getting shorthanded to be held.
That's really weird. Ow. Ow. Let's go back to HQ.
Not only that, you're contributing to where hunger strikes everybody. Blindly, with one direct target is the system, guiding everyone on a hunger strike. So when you see that there were strikes, you know, they're doing a hunger strike or a payroll strike, whatever, they're actually telling you, look what the main target is. So I ain't saying we're going to be out in the streets making a hunger strike or none of that, no. But look, I have all these trucks on my, I'm going to get repossessed. You can't repossess yourself. We are one. Hating each other doesn't work. It's a divided kingdom. It will not persist anymore. It goes to destruction. Isn't that why your mentality is to stack up with weapons and bullets? What good does that do? And don't even need that. God is always merciful and knows what you need. If he would have let the things go the economical way, you would blindly go and take down those that provide for you. That their happiness is to provide. And that's a real pride in oneself, to be able to provide and to be able to protect. So the codes that they want to unlock, I combine them. Combining to serve and protect, to produce so that you may be protected and served to serve. Then you will not lack anything.
I love you.
Me too, Noah. I encourage, if anyone is bound,
Stupid.
is bound, I said,
For a vacation this week,
Okay.
I'm going to let you know that you'll have the best vacation if you stay home. If you may,
Father, where's my tablet?
you want me to show this what?
Where's my
If you
tablet?
may, for once,
Where's my tablet?
well, where you leave it. You gotta know where you leave things, okay? You got over there?
Mhm.
If you for once give yourself the freedom to feel that sense,
I was sleeping
to
over
be
here.
able to wake up at home and to say home,
Maybe down here.
sweet home. Because when your vacation starts, you know, you're in a rush because you got to catch that plane. It's the hardest working day. And at least you want to give yourself the sense of feeling that at the airport, and you're already even posting, I'm at the airport. That's beautiful, yes. But it's only that sensation because you know you're under obligatory to produce financial system supposedly paid. And you can end up owing that wasn't paid. And you go to where it's dangerous. And that's why a lot of people don't ask them, well, how was your vacation? And if you do ask it for the same reason also. Well, I got to know that what they show on TV, you know, like you go to places where they show like San Diego, it's a great, and people pick where they want to go for their vacation, just to go and see that. What's better? How can it be better than my home? And you know why it's like that? Because you didn't freely have the from your desire to go somewhere. Just by staying home without being programmed, you'll wake up and say, I just want to be home, sweet home today. And by doing that, you might say, I'm gonna go have a picnic day up in that mountain. And you go up in the mountain in your area. Just take your vacation at home so you can see your atmosphere being out of it. Because if you go to vacation, you're under slavery, pushed to produce for this economical system. It's international, remember. So those that have your vacation on these upcoming days, you don't know what you're missing by staying home. That's why you gotta be sent to a, where? What do they call those places? Tourist place. Go, make sure you send them to tourist place, because that's what we made those places for. It's economical producing systems. If they stay home, they're going to see they have a beautiful land, and they're just going to see themselves on that system. That's why you feel that you have hate and that everybody's an enemy in your area. But if you stay in your area, at home, just to hear at what time you hear, they'll wake you up and say, man, everybody's already rushing. Trying to get to work. They're up at 3 o'clock in the morning to not be late. And that's going too early. You tell your boss, you know what, boss? I ain't late. I started work at 3 o'clock this morning. Huh? Yeah. So tell your human resources to know that, to make the filing proper. That they must care for the productive people. That we're not even producing, we're destroying ourselves. So today I started at 3 o'clock in the morning. Your day goes by, right? Now I gotta get home. I haven't eaten because a half hour lunch did not give me even time to go to the restroom. And I'm backed up and when I'm resting at night, I ain't gonna make my hours of using the restroom when I'm actually gotta be resting. And if you add up your hours that you work, you'll see and say, man, you'll see that there was hardly any hours for you to rest. And all you've been doing is destroying and making a terrible future for your kids. That ends very ugly. Because they would be just to pay those that work when they got up in the morning. When that alarm sound to go to work, because the system is the one that stupidly has people working so far. And we submit in order to keep a roof that what do you want a roof like that for? You're better off with the sky. And you go home and you feel that, man, I am unworthy. But nobody wants to face reality. But if you face it, you say, God, if I can do so much by myself, why is all those billions of people not helping me, doing nothing for me? And God says, what are you doing for them? Work and then pay my taxes and all that. So then, is that what you want? Or are you calling on me? Let me tell you a secret, he said. You see the hypocrites? They pretend to be so religious. They are not only contaminating my creation, they are contaminating my name. Did not Christ teach you that precious prayer? Because you have heard it before and know it, And if you don't know it, but you have heard it, the key to freedom, very simple. You made a question. If you're providing for them and they're not caring about you, and look, they go to church. And I'm not telling you that all the churches are the same. But those that know how to read and they use the reading to read, they know by the acts of anyone who they are. And you don't even know yourself. So why don't you go and tell them? At least, at least, at least just make them a question. Tell them, hey, is Caesar more important than I am? Because I've given him too much. Living Caesars here on earth, hey, don't apply it to yourself. You have, I'm lonely, God. And this life, because I don't have nothing. You see the system that said that family is no good? That they said that children is bad to have? That's where you're alone. So that's why they try to make scoff at the righteous people, trying to make them feel that they're devastated. And yet these days, even if I would have a 200 family members, and yet God has set forth for the future to amend things. He takes everything away. Everything. Your everyday smiles, your morning when you wake, see those that you love might be still sleeping at sound sleep. And then you can enjoy your food and everything with them. And then all of a sudden, you're gone. What I do? How does it feel? Well, that's what I'm telling you, what I do. How do you feel? What did I do wrong? Oh, how do you feel? Devastated? Worthless? Why? Nobody likes me. I have nothing when I had it all. That's how everybody else is feeling. That's how they feel. And it hurts me to see my children hurting that way. Okay? And because I see that you love your family, I see the love you have for them, I see what you battle for them, you're the right one. You did not go after the things they went after, leaving behind their families. You love your family, you battle for them. And for anything that you can help in, I've been watching. I set you. Because if you and your family will be, I will bring them back to you. I will bring back to you multiplied. Don't worry. Don't even put your heart there. Don't be self-centered. Reach out. Vamos. Didn't I tell you back then, and it's always in your mind, that I would provide all the media for these words to reach out to the very ends of the earth? Earth? World. To the very ends of the world. Isn't it true that you know what people is going through and what's going to happen? Don't you know? Yeah. Then why do you want to gain by trying to impress? By trying to gain, by trying to impress, you want to gain that caused them to them. I said, no. I said, I know. That's why you're going to be speaker. You're going to be humiliated or whatsoever. Just like it's written. And remember that you're not alone. Remember, we are one. Don't you feel one of a kind? I feel like I'll be like an ego. Say, no, 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 no. One of a kind. And yet you're not alone. Understand what it means. Understand what it means on John chapter 17. John chapter 17. John chapter 17. And find out, since when I never go after those things. He said, no. You've been given freely all your life. He said. And you never run out. And isn't it true that you don't fit nowhere? You're the rare one? And all those that feel the same, listen. Aren't you rare? You don't fit in the system. That's where everybody is. And those that got them captive fear you. And do you love them? Yes. Even though what they tell you and what they're doing, yeah. Then why don't you do what they're doing? Because I want to live forever. And is it right for you to have that ego and let those in the hands that want to destroy them, that they are bound to live forever, and that they want to kill, and they want to make live what cannot live? See those carved images? They want to make those things live. By sacrificing living people in front of unworthy things. They want a God that can give them eternal life and freedom. And they don't know that they're bound by their stupidity. What they say, that word psychopath, that's what they are. Extremely dangerous to themselves. And they're a disease that can activate and that you can shut down before it goes into destruction. That now they are fearing and they're calling up on me, and they don't want to go say sorry to those that they have offended. They won't confess. That's why the Roaring Lions made a secretly confession area to mislead, so that the people be kept in the darkness and destroyed. They're calling me, and I want to show up to them on the one that they offended. The one that trespassed. And that's why I told you. If you was like them, because when you speak, say, if I was like you, will you still be standing? So what is the proper thing to do here? That's why I'm telling you people. The spirit of knowledge, of truth, spirit of discernment, we need. You can't have two masters. Meaning you can't love what belongs to whatever's the script on it, and who created you. Because if you love that got the inscriptions of someone else's name, you even you're selling what belongs to me. And look what you're being sold for. That's why it's written. Read. And you'll find out why, and you'll find out that in school you were not taught anything. Why did you let it happen? Why did I let it happen? I do give free will. And look, they're all bondage, slavery, directed to be slaughtered. And with both the destructions and plans that are written for those that
Bye, love. I'm done pooping. I got my class.
so
I got my class.
if they are
Class.
di-
I got my class.
misled
Class. I got my class.
and are being kept captive, have been taken and captive, and God gives free will, is the only way that we're going to understand what free will means. Look, fill the earth. Produce, be fruitful. Be fruitful.
And here's my clothes. My clothes are over there.
Isn't the economic system invisible? Isn't that it? They're not even real numbers. That's why I speak also in parables.
This is
Hmm? That's why I speak,
and that's there.
so that they may not understand either,
Up, and then
or so that you may understand.
down, down, and then down,
The secrets.
and then down, and then down, and up,
So those that want to know my secrets,
down, up, and then
I'm letting you know their secrets.
down, up and down, up
Yeah.
and up.
So
Mama, this is a backbed. Backbed 360%.
why don't you believe? They have become like the carved images. They don't have reasoning. They don't accept the truth that the people produces. And live, and that they don't even have to ask you, you are giving them beyond the point.
Well, I have some more caca, look it.
And they may think that they're smart. Better yet, they use the word clever. And they want to make you just like them so that you may not see, hear, nor think. All right. Yeah, ponte la zona.
And on by myself. I'm gonna
Like
put it
that.
on by myself.
So the free will is after you know the truth still. Hold on. What do you want? You want your carved images? Since you profess that they do those devastations, that catastrophes that we see ongoing, and you profess that those things do such a thing, then you still want those carved images? Or you want to be set free and live forever? Good question. Good question. They're probably saying. Yeah. Think about it. Think about it, and yet pay attention. Or lend me some attention. And I will give you back so. If we all start paying our debts already, we're set free to fortify food industry, water system, drainage system, and the disposal system. Once we get rid of so much trash, we won't have to be getting rid of it by stopping the production of trash and contamination. Because everything produces an essential particle that is invisible, so small and visible to the eye.
Look at a glowing pencil, Fire. Look at
Yeah.
it's a glowing pencil.
Yep.
This is mine.
Yeah.
This is mine, but Fire.
Then So, how can we be reborn? You can't be reborn, but you can be born again. Huh? Yeah. How did Christ get baptized? What's the true baptized? I don't get it. What you must be born with? Aren't you in water? In tummy? Where you're being created? With so much tenderness? With so much knowledge and architect to a way that is unreachable? Yeah. So, a stream of living water versus all the drains from the cities being sprayed with contamination. Does it tell you something at least what you're doing? Can you at least know what you are doing? Well, yeah, it's contaminating our water. Our fishes have a lot of lakes that are downstream. It's contamination. Okay. And the water is not just water, nor H2O. Remember how it's called since the beginning. It's living water. Could you make it come out from the high mountains and make those precious, breathtaking, beautiful panoramas to see where life flows from? That turns off your thirst? So then you that are bad and supposedly know how to give good things to your children, that will be in need of bread, why are you being a serpent to them? Why are you being that serpent to your own children? Or putting carved images made out of stone? For them? does that old serpent, what does it say it will be bound to be thrown in? Where's it going to be cast into? Are you that old teaching that causes the fury from what you're doing? And if I'm caring for you, says the Father, if I'm caring for you and protecting you from the harm that you're bringing up on yourself so that you may not get hurt, why do you put a carved rock or image instead of teaching your children? So that's where we know that what's going on with the 10% that people give, those that give at heart, God is still going to bless those. But those that are doing it to try to make people think that that's your God, look, I'm going to put my 10%, okay, because God has given me so much and I can put down $10,000. And he looks at the pastor like saying, you better give me back my 9,000. But the other elders, they want more too. Then I'm just going to give it to the IRS. No. Fine. That's how they use it. That's what God said. Do the right thing. Give Caesar what's Caesar's. And don't be preaching that you're from God when you are because if you're for real, and then that's when you would have said, look, this that you put here today, right here, we're going to transfer it. It's going to be directly transferred to such, let's say, Walmart. And you are registered here in the name. You may go, and if you don't have to buy it, there's an open account for you. That's what God has provided. Because we're not going to go buy. Right now, we're going to get rid of this to make sure that we're having what's the 10% of what the offering, which means the source of life, food. While we're in the system, while we're in the system, we could have proven it that way, that you were not a roaring wolf. Because if you want to be the roaring wolf, the end. Or the roaring lion. Because a true lion roars. So we have more, and we are still at how are we going to make this happen? It's happening. It's happening. Without a doubt. So we'll see. Who is in more faith? We'll see who has more faith and who is winning the favor from men and God.
Can you fix this? Can you
Okay.
please fix this for me? Hello, this one
So-
goes on the phone.
Okay.
You see me doing that? Hello, so we should go like that, okay? So please do it for me.
So wouldn't it be nice?
Hello, can you please do this one on the phone and this door goes
Yes, mijo, yeah.
this way, okay?
That's a helicopter or like
This is a plane. This is a bad guy plane. This is like my game.
Yep.
This is a game. This is like my game. You see that? This is a toy, and this is a bad guy one. It puts people in it.
yeah.
It puts transformers, robots, and toys, and even there you can put toys and you can put everything in there. See that?
Yeah.
And front two has 2 seats.
No, that's beautiful.
And I will show you how it works. I will show you. One goes on the back. It fits on the back. It goes like this. Look. It goes right there.
You know, it inspires me to tell you that
Yeah. Look,
why don't we see those helicopters that have the two, they're double bladed.
look.
I don't know if you can see, however, why don't we see our heroes landing in a school,
But look at this hardware right here. You see that? It goes in
Because-
there. You see that?
to the righteous, the righteous vibe just to see the presence of those that have the spirit to fight for you. Yet the ones doing the wrong things, they fear. Every thump of that thump, they get rattled. They rattle. I'm telling you the truth. Rattle them. Just to rattle them.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Please help me do this. Please can help me. It's
So-
these and these.
The presence of our heroes and landing in our schools and giving the children a salute. Some look. This is our mission. This is our honor to you. This is our.
But this is say on the front. It says bad guys shooting zombies on the front. This is a name. It says bad guys shooting zombies.
Yeah?
Yes, says that.
Shooting zombies, huh?
Yes, bad
Doesn't
guys
say
shooting
that, but-
zombies. No, it says number 2. You mean to shoot
Yep.
zombies number You made to get a sword and shoot the zombies and get a mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the zombie needs to die for a lot of zombies, and you may kill them from a big gun. You see how that's what it says? It says killing zombies. It kills the zombies. This
Why
is
is it
one
3
chapter.
symbols and an S
You see that?
and a 1?
This is a
Savior 1?
This one is an M up here, right there. Okay, that's
Okay.
an M.
I see what you.
This is up,
I see what you're trying to tell me.
M. You see that?
My saviors are 1. If you see that like an M and that's an S and then a 1, my saviors are 1.
But this is a M. It says M. Right here's a M.
Okay.
It says up and down, up and
And they
down.
and they win.
This is up and then down, up and then up. It says up and then down, up.
You
see
see it.
that? That's an M. That's an M.
The proper thing was to land in our schools. It's a force. It's with you.
And then down, up. You see that?
Yet that would be too much, making rattle. Those bad ones would be rattling because
Up and
it was
then
not
down,
convenient to them that the children
up and then
be
down.
inspired or just to see the presence of the brave. To let them see that flying things that they call monsters or those bad names on them. No, this one here says, for what he tells me, says, my savior's 1.
Philo, this is shooting zombies. You see, this is zombies. This is shooting zombies. This is a zombie airplane. It is, and it has windows. Has 1 window, 2 windows, 4 windows, 5 windows, 6 windows, 7 windows, and 5 windows. You
Yeah?
see that? Yeah, and it says, if somebody sit here and you leave this open, somebody goes here and you leave the body open right here, you leave the body open so everybody can watch. You see that? This is a cool airplane. Nina bought a grandma buy me that thing. It's from my birthday, Philo. It's from my birthday.
Oh.
I went there, grandma and my cake and my presents were a grandma house. And then we say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Noah, happy birthday to you. But Joelle blow it. But Joelle make a wish, but it's not her birthday. I didn't do that. I didn't wish it. Only Joelle wish it, and my grandma had her because she's a bad girl. You see that? She's a bad girl. She is a bad girl.
So, well, that's why we have to look out for one another and rescue.
Watch this real quick. What is this? What is this?
Huh.
This is blue, but what does this say a name on it? Is Fido's blue, Fido, this is blue and it has a name on it. It's blue, Fido's blue.
Yeah, hold on, I need to say something. So, we have felt what the freedom is and how simple it is to pay off our debts. It's at hand. The rich, we keep reaching, not rich, the reaching, well, reaching the rich. Because they even want armored vehicles because something's wrong. May our Heavenly Father be your first love that you shall return to. We'll be back again today. Or you know what, we're gonna leave. Todavía está en directo. Uh-oh. Ok. Entonces,